Hey, sixth grade. So this is the video where I'm going to help you figure out how to do your spreadsheet. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with an expression that we're going to put in this cell right here. This would be cell G2. For you, it's going to be something else. Okay. So don't freak out if you have a different cell. I kind of moved this around so that this stuff wasn't in the way. We're going to put an expression in here that is going to calculate the resting metabolic rate of everybody in the class, and it's going to know whether or not the person is male or female. And the way we're going to do that is with an if statement. All right, so the first thing we do, this is a formula. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to type equals, and then we're going to type in if. Now, and I'll go ahead and select this right here. This is the format for an if statement. We first type equals if, parentheses, we already have our parentheses, and then we need to put in a condition for the spreadsheet to check whether it's true or not. And the thing we're interested in is gender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if F2, that's this cell right here, is equal to, I'm going to use my quotations, I'm going to type exactly what I want in there. So we're going to check to see if it's male, capital male, close quotations. And that's saying, does the cell F2 have the text male written in it? Okay. The next part of the if statement is, what do we put in there if that's true? That's the then part. If this condition is true, well, what do we want to happen? And what we want is we want to use the RMR formula for a male. And you can see the formula down here. I'm pretty sure that you know all these by now. So it's going to be 4.5 times the weight of this person, and that would be in cell C2. Okay, so 4.5 times C2. Now, if you don't press times, if you just put 4.5 and then you click this, what happens? You just lost all your information. And the reason why is if you don't press an operator button, so in this case, if you didn't press the multiplication button, the spreadsheet thinks that you're just going to click on another cell to enter data. It thinks that you're done with this cell. So you have to press multiplied by, and then it's waiting for you to click a cell. Okay, so this is going to be 4.5 times the cell that has the weight, that's C2. The W here is for weight, plus 15.9. Again, you've got to put in your times. Height, well, the cell that has height for this person is going to be D2. So we'll click that. And then we're going to subtract 5 times the age. That's this one here. Okay, so that's minus 5 times E2, and I clicked this after I pressed the times button. And then for males, we add 5 to that. This entire thing, what I just typed, the 4.5 all the way up to the plus 5, that is what we're going to insert into this cell if the condition that this cell says male is true. Okay, so if this cell says true, we're going to plug this data in, and it's going to calculate. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and copy this part right here. I'll copy the whole thing, actually. Copy the whole thing. Because the female RMR formula is so similar, I'm just going to copy it, put a comma. Now here's where I'm going to type in my else. So if this person is not male, we're going to run this next part. So I'm going to paste. Control V is to paste. Control C is to copy. Control V is to paste. And I'm just going to change that last little bit. The only real difference between the RMR formulas, you can see it's 4.5W, 15.9H, minus 5A, plus 5, and then for females it's minus 161. So I deleted the plus 5, and I'm going to say minus 161. We're almost done. You always need to close your parentheses. If you open parentheses, you should always close parentheses. And let's see, do I get it? Well, looks good to me. That is the number we calculated. And then what we're going to do is what we learned before, which is if you select a cell that has a formula in it, you go down here to this little blue box in the corner, your mouse cursor will turn into like crosshairs. Click that, hold it, drag it down to right here, and it's going to copy that formula for every cell that you drag down to. But the exception is that it changes those variables. Like in this cell, you can see here that I have C2, D2, E2, but in this cell down here, I have the corresponding values, which would be C3, E3, and D3. So very helpful, saves us a lot of work. We just calculated, can you imagine doing that by hand? Plugging in everybody's weight, height, and age into these formulas, calculating it for every single person. That's, that's a lot of work. So that's why we use the spreadsheet to help us do this kind of stuff more efficiently. All right, I hope that helped. If you have any questions, let me know in the class comments. And stop.